Hello and welcome to Politics Around the World on Enterprise Television. This is the platform where we have the opportunity of speaking to issues happening across the world and, of course, make sense from some of them. From one continent to another, it's our business to know what happens there and, of course, see if we can make sense of any and many more of them. This is Enterprise Television. I am Henry Igwebike, and I'll be with you in a bit. Please don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Politics Around the World today, and our fourth story takes us to a wonderful country, a country that has always been the darling of every immigrant, and that's Australia, where we have it about the shooting, of course, that happened at Bondi Beach, and we have it very well said here. In that particular place, Ahmed tackled one of the attackers and wrestled away his gun, risking his life to protect others. Tragically, he was later shot by one of the two gunmen, identified as a father and a son duo who targeted a Jewish gathering and beachgoers. The horrific rampage left at least 15 people already dead and more counting, while dozens have been fairly injured. Australian officials have hailed Ahmed's action as an act of courage amid an otherwise devastating strategy. Now let's have a say in some of those things happening. Lots of people would say not Australia. But of course I have with me in our studios Innocent Aduluba, journalist, public affairs analyst, and a political historian. Thank you so very much, Innocent, for being here.
My pleasure, Harry. Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so very much for your time. So let's get talking in Innocent. Australia is one country every immigrant would love to be. And just a couple of weeks back, they had banned, I think they are the one country that banned teenagers accessing their way into social media. If you're 16 and below and all that, they have a very strict gun violence. And of course, confiscation of assault weapons and so. But why do you think this is coming at a time like this?
It's unfortunate. Australia is, like you have put it, a darling country worldwide. If you go size by size, Australia is the 7th largest country in the world.
Really?
Yeah, behind, if you ask me, Russia, the United States, China, Brazil, Canada, and India. Australia,
wow.
Yes, size-wise. So, and then as large as it is, it has very few states, you know, and lots of population concentration around the west coast of Sydney, and then the capital, Canberra. Okay. So it's a big immigration hub. Lots of Israeli, Pakistani, Irani, and Southeast Asians are there. And presently, Australia already has or ranks among countries with the toughest gun laws. Yeah. So I would say the person who, or these demented actors, are risking a lot in such a tough gun environment to still go further to carry out this. Lots of people, Bondi Beach, you know, have been declared dead. Israelis putting up some unique lightings, and it's a mournful scenario. Australia is a destination that, irrespective of the distance, as the country down under, people are enamored by how, and the government is well run. So this is happening here at a time. I don't think one can even fault the laws of the country as well as how the country is run. It took somebody who is as I said, specially demented to carry out this.
Yes, it's actually very sad. And the latest we have is that the man who did all of this is a licensed gun owner. For 6 years now, he's had the license to own guns and all. And the son, equally, of course, profited from that. But given that the man who went to risked his life to go take that assault weapon from the same person who was committing the arson itself, both of them are Middle Easterners. So the man who was committing the crime was from the Middle East. The man who went to save the day, equally from the Middle East. So would this in one way or another disperse the look on the Middle East as an enemy of world peace?
You know, individuals can be unique from a group. So you don't paint people with one brush. If you stay with Nigeria, some of the people from northern Nigeria are super friendly, Henry. Yet there are, let me use the word, Yorubas, Igbos, people from rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, who won't want to travel to the north for free. If you stay in the north, there are friendly Fulanis, friendly Hausa people. But when you mention the word Boko Haram, it smacks like Fulani, killer Fulani headsmen. So the Middle Easterners are global citizens, friendly people. So the fact that you have, what are these people in the Israeli imbroglio, Hamas?
Yeah, Hamas, the Palestinians.
Palestinians, ISWAP, the Osama bin Laden circle, does not mean there are no peace-loving, decent society men. And that's where Ahmed turns an instant hero. So I don't think we should even label it racially, like referring to the people from the Middle East, or religiously as an Islamic thing. I think it's an individual thing. That's why I started that individuals can be unique from a group. That Ahmad man in his early 40s,
yes,
it's somebody who could be a father, hates bloodshed, and is an advocate, an agent of social peace. And it's, let's use the word, it's daredevilish. You know, we refer to certain situations as daredevil. It's the extreme of courage to empty-handedly, let me use the word, attack or foil somebody already armed with a gun.
And he didn't even shoot him, funnily enough. He didn't shoot him. And while he was trying to, you know, scare the man who had the assault weapon, the son had to shoot him again. They shot him, I guess.
The son of Ahmad?
Yes. No, the son of the man that was committing the arson. So you can see how I would love to see the fruit seller as a hero. Well,
like we just said now, it's a father and son scenario. Father is an enabler of homicide. Yes. The son hates homicide. So just like I said, you don't paint everything with one brush. Australia already had restrictions that aims to prevent bloodshed. These regulations tightening from 1996. But the government is shocked by this massacre. I think new laws are expected to come through. The son is a hero. And
no, the son was actually part of the crime. It was one other man, the Ahmed man.
Okay.
He's a fruit seller who, of course, came and saved the day from the father and the son that were committing the crime.
Okay. So, as it were, we are looking at scenarios that also raises concerns of global peace, Henry. You wonder where it's really safe.
Exactly. I wanted to ask you there.
Yes, really
where in the world now can we regard as a safe haven? Because when you ask ChatGPT, where is the safest place in the world, Australia comes to mind, and so many of the countries. But right now, if we're having this, where then would we say is safe in the world? Or should we just rest on our oars and take whatever comes to us, whichever country we find ourselves?
You know, it's when something happens, you take a turn. Up until recently, the world, like you said, if you ask for places of peace, Australia had very low record of. Australia is a proof of decades of non-gun violence. A place with that counts among the world's lowest gun homicide rates per capita. I was thinking that per capita has to do with only economic bets, you know. So the number of guns legally has risen steadily, but the Bondi shooting will force the government to have a rethink now. Strict as their laws are, they will have to do more. It's a big headache for Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, but I think he and his cabinet that has gone into, let me use the word, an emergency meeting today will be looking to keep. That's another thing. It's sad.
Yes.
But you look at countries that are quick, Harry, to arrest skirmishes. As soon as something happens, already the government has in place tough gun regulations, but as soon as this happened, the cabinet has quickly assembled, and Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, leading the College of Electorates, will be trying to analyze and put strict regulations in place. If you allow me, these are some of the pictures Nigerians hope to see.
Exactly, because I wanted to ask, how do you think we can learn one or two from this scenario? Because this is 15 people got killed, right? It's a national concern in Australia. In Nigeria, every single day, we've lost count of people that have been killed as a result of, we have strict gun rules, but the proliferation of light arms all over the place that we don't even keep records of how many people get killed as a result of all of this.
Henry, I think the gun regulations in Nigeria are brazenly selective. Do you have a gun?
No, I do not.
Do I have a gun?
I don't
No.
think you do.
The gun regulation in Nigeria, why I like it, is clear. You need to have a license, a permit to own a firearm. Every day, Henry, I see people, cattle headers, with big AK-40, not a gun you can conceal in your pocket, very big guns. I ask, has anybody checked these people to verify if they possess requisite license? Because in the Nigeria farmer header clash, whatever name you give it, whether it's Killer, Fulani or Boko Haram, these people live in the day side by side with you with guns and cows versus unarmed community people. At night, that gun touted to secure their cattle becomes a killing weapon. I don't even know if there are regulations or any report, Henry, that they've gone to check pellets, the guns they carry, to see. You know, my father was an army man. He tells us if you cannot account for one bullet, the army can dismiss you. So can somebody tell us, oh, we've carried out checks on the guns these people carry, these pellets are complete? If used, when, why, how? You know. So these are the pictures we would like to see. Nigerians love their government. They don't need or make pressing issues. They are not looking for magical vituperations from the government. Nigerians are just asking for the government to carry their job. The security of lives and property. The maintenance of law and order. Yes, there's a breakdown of law and order here in the Australian case. But the faith reposed in the government by the citizens, shaken, has not dissolved, Henry.
Very well said. Now from Australia, ladies and gentlemen, let's move to Africa, our continent, a place very dear to us. Everywhere you turn to is one issue after another. And in this particular case, it's Rwanda versus the DRC. And the escalation, the U.S. coming in. We have it that the United States has accused Rwanda of destabilizing eastern Congo by backing the M23 rebel group, whose latest advances threaten a fragile U.S. brokered peace deal. The conflict has already killed thousands and displaced hundreds of thousands since January. The M23 claims it is defending the Tutsi communities, but the offensive has pushed the fighting near Burundi, raising fear of wider regional conflict. The escalation comes just a week after President Tshisekedi and Kagame met Donald J. Trump in Washington and pledged to support peace, casting doubt on the sincerity and sustainability rather of the agreement amid ongoing violence. Innocent, let's talk on this particular matter. The first question is this: why is it that a little Rwanda, the size of a local government, is fighting a size of a continent, and has its way over the size of the DRC?
You know, Henry, the night has 1,000 eyes, the day but one, the sun. Yet the light of the whole world dies with the dying sun. So it's a nerve thing. It's a mind thing. It's not about the size of a sovereign territory. A single well-trained German Gestapo can dare into a territory where maybe 100 platoon men may not go to. What is the size of Japan? Do you know that Japan used to be a colonial master to China?
China.
Almost 20 times or thereabout its size. So it's not a size, and that's where the touting of Nigeria as giant of Africa comes to my mind. We don't even need to say or tell people anything of who we are, what we can do. Rwanda is, as you say, a dotted nation. It has a twin country that is opposite quiet of the loud Rwanda in Burundi. All of them packed in that East Africa Rift Valley along the Lake Tanganyika, the former name for Tanzania. So it's a fertile valley. It's a fertile valley. Rwanda has been placed on the world map after the infamous genocide, and President Paul Kagame, almost 25 years ruling now, has grown from an infant to a lion-hearted president, and can dare, like you say, it's a case of a kitten daring an elephant, even while aware of the size of the elephant. It puts President Donald Trump into an uneasy seat, because this is like his baby. A peace accord broke out between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo for that regional peace. But the rebel group, is it
M23?
23.
Yes. As backed by Rwanda.
Well, touted to be backed by Rwanda.
No, it is. Rwanda has never denied the fact that M23. Remember, Paul Kagame used to be a very senior officer with M23. It was M23 that made it possible for them to have conquered back in Rwanda and took over, you know, the great country.
You know, there are reactions globally. The U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, he has told us that Rwanda's actions in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo are a clear violation of the peace deal brokered by President Donald Trump, and they will not look on. They will take action so that these deals are kept. What we don't know is what will happen in the immediate, because President Trump has hailed a deal signed with great fanfare in Washington, but the MP3 were not a party at this signing table where Rwanda's President Paul Kagame was a signatory. DR Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi was also a signatory. So there are claims that, okay, the M23 are immune. You see, the face is Rwanda, but the voice, you know, this is it the voice of Jacob, the hand of whatever it is. So, but it tells, let's be honest, it tells of the bravery of Rwanda. DRC Congo is presently Africa's largest country, well located in the heart of Central Africa, powerful, endowed, about the most endowed with natural mineral resources. So I think Felix Tshisekedi is being bullied and belittled by tiny Rwanda.
And the inside scoop actually that we have, you know, the Eastern DRC is majorly occupied by Tutsis, right? Who have mainstay in Rwanda. Now the deal is this: the occupied region of the DRC makes it easy for them to access the sea.
Yes.
So the deal actually with Paul Kagame is, hopefully, if the international community can allow that part of the eastern DRC become part of Rwanda, so they can equally, make themselves available to the sea and boost possibly the economy and trade. So do you think having or going against the sovereignty of other nations simply because a part of you is a part of the larger community, and therefore you want to use that as an advantage to gain a particular sect in a region or a country?
I come back to Nigeria again. The seaport is a blessing. There are many landlocked, rich countries. Switzerland, that rich country is landlocked. It has no port. Luxembourg, these are countries, let me use the word, that are portless. I don't know, maybe Austria, if my map is correct now. So, but in Nigeria, we have plenty of it. Then we locate ourselves, this vast country, to Apapa and Tinkan. And then maybe lately, the Lekki deep seaport. All the coastlines in Ogun State, Ogun Waterside, Igbokoda into Ogun, Ondo, Okitipupa, down to the boundary with Edo State, from Siluku down to the Benin, through the Benin River. There is the Gelegele port that is moribund now, down to Burutu, Bomadi, Forcados, into Wari, and you come down through Ogeli, then you are in Bayelsa. What towns are there? Nembe, I think, and then I think Brass, Akasa. Then you get to Boni, Eleme, One, Port Harcourt, then Ikorabasi, Opobo,
Calabar,
Ibaka, Eket, Oron, and then you are in Calabar, Bikwo, before getting to Abanabakasi to Cameroon. This vast land.
Vast.
Nigerians are restricted just to Lagos State. So somebody in Calabar looking with his feet in the waves of the Atlantic comes to clear a vehicle in Lagos, buys fuel, and start driving it back to Calabar. But you see, as vast as Congo DR are, it's through the Congo River that their ports get to the sea. And they have major ports at Matadi, that's the principal port. It's on the mouth of the Congo River, 93 miles from the Atlantic. But they are harnessing it. There is Port of Boma. It's another key port in the Congo Central Province, not also far from Saint Matadi. It's a small mouth around there. What country is their neighbor there now? I think it could be Angola down there. Okay. Yes. And those South Atlantic, where you have the Banguela and all of that. So there is another port at Banana, all of them on the Congo River, Moanda Oil Terminal, Ango, and all of that. That river links them to the port they are harnessing. The M23 knows that if they can control a route, a navigational route, it will swell their power. I don't think they will be relenting in the coming days. I think Felix Tshisekedi has a lot to do, because that neck of the country, DRC, is thin. It's just a let me call it a land peninsula, so to speak. So Felix Tshisekedi has a lot to do, and if you know the wealth, economy, and growth of Rwanda, tourism is presently of global renown. So Paul Kagame may be harnessing what can be done through that route, possibly in the time tariffs, because with all of this imbroglio, tariffs will be on break, they'll be suspended.
All right. We would leave it at this particular point. That's the story we have on politics around the world. But I promise you, next week we will be here to give you inside scoop on many more issues happening around the world. Thank you so very much, Innocent Adulugba.
It's always a pleasure, and I pray for African peace.
Yes.
Africa is yet to discover its own identity. When we are Africa or OAU, the European Union came to be. Africa changed their name to African Union. We have Agenda 2063, and all the agendas, regional, this and that integration. But to move from Nigeria, yes, it's ECOWAS, a part of the land. To move from Nigeria to Seme, to Aflao, and all of that into Accra, Takrady, up to Abidjan is a hell of a headache.
It's self-inflicted, isn't it?
It is, but an African in Europe, with his right passport and, let me use the word, train ticket, from Sicily, the foot of Europe, can go to Munich in Germany unhindered. So Africa should discover its identity. African presidents should unite. Sometimes, again, these are proxy wars.
Okay.
These are proxy wars with the real actors behind the scene. So African presidents shouldn't allow themselves be used and manipulated. Analysts, critics are also pointing at Nigeria's president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a proxy or stooge to France in the recent Nigeria-Benin corridor security or military scenario. So I'll land by saying that Africa should, the Catholic Latin word says, man, know thyself. Africa, know thyself. Don't be used. Harness yourself. I've watched the former president of Ghana, who just left, John, I forgot his name, stood with the French president Emmanuel Macron. There's a video to that online. And let me use this language. Admonished him to keep the French aid. Ghanaians don't need it. That Ghana are rich. Save for colonial exploitation, Ghana should be giving aid to France and their ilk. When I watch that, I'm waiting for the day a single Nigerian president can address France. Is a G8 country. It's a signatory with veto power in the UN. So the Ghanaian president said that much to him in public, in the same podium, in the same hall. That's a country that has known itself. So I would like Africa to know itself. Africa, identify yourself, chase your goals. You don't need proxies. You don't even need people. Africa don't need people to help them mind their goals. Mind it yourself. Find the balance, show up the value of your currency, whether diverse currency or a unitary currency as contemplated by Muammar Gaddafi, and let's move, Henry.
We hope so, sincerely, but unfortunately, remember, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his FIRS have just signed a deal with France, hoping that that institution would help us arrest issues of tax and other issues at a time when surrounding countries are majorly Francophone countries that have distanced themselves from France. And here we are embracing the people that have been rejected by our brothers around us. It's actually a very big issue, and we sincerely hope that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will heed the call and understand that what he might be building or brewing right now might cost us so much. But of course, we live in a country where politics is what it is rather than governance, unfortunately. But this is our prayer, that Nigeria will be better someday.
Yes.
Yes. All right, that's our time on politics around the world today. I'd love to say thank you for making this a date. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. Rewatch this